Sup Flare Squad, welcome back to my channel and to another explained video. Today I'll be going over the mysterious Smeraldo blog, which first appeared on July 4, 2017, before BTS's Love Yourself series. This Smeraldo blog is a blog on the online platform called Naver, which is similar to Google. This portrayed a real-life blog typed up by a florist who's opening up a flower shop. This florist specializes in Smeraldo flowers, which is fictional, so you can't find this flower in real life. This blog basically provides a background story connected to BTS's storyline, the Bangtan universe, which was all created by Big Hit. On August 9, 2017, Jin posted a photo on Twitter posing with a bouquet of flowers with the caption, Smeraldo. This led up to ARMY's discovering the blog. The florist went by the name Testesso, which means yourself in Italian. ARMY started to notice the connection to BTS, such as finding the photo of the supposedly florist, which had the file name BTS_Smeraldo. The first blog was posted on July 10, 2017, and there were a total of 9 stories. The first post introduces the florist, Testesso, who plans on opening up a flower shop mid-September in Korea. We later found out though that this date is connected to BTS's comeback date. He tried to attend a lecture in the US to learn more about the Smeraldo flower, but missed it because he had the wrong date. Instead, he attended a lecture about playing cards, which actually helped him learn more about the flower. He mentioned that the story can also be seen in Smeraldo's flower language, which means non potevo dire la verità in Italian. I'm sorry if I butchered that, you guys. This translates to the truth that couldn't be told. And yep, a year later, we linked it to BTS's song called The Truth Untold, which was released on May 18, 2018 for BTS's Love Yourself Tear album. But going back to the blog post, the second post mentioned his plans of opening up the shop. He posted a photo of the renovations in his flower shop and the delivery truck, which we end up seeing in BTS's highlight reel. The third story describes the flower of legend. He mentioned that in 2013, a friend he met at the playing cards event 5 years prior told him that someone discovered the Smeraldo flower in real life. He shares a screenshot of an Instagram post from June 12, 2013, which is actually BTS's debut date. The Instagram user is amare_0, and supposedly the traveler found the flower in northern Italy. So if you combine amare and testesso, it'll say ama te stesso in Italian, meaning love yourself. And yes, this is hinting BTS's upcoming series called Love Yourself. Keep in mind that all of this is being posted before they announced the series name, which was Love Yourself. The fourth story talks about the legend of the flower. Smeraldo stands for emerald in English. In the seventh story, the florist posts pictures of the Emerald City, and we recognize the cathedral. It's the Cathedral of Saint Mary of the Flower, Florence. The ancient name for Florence was Florentia, meaning flower. The present city for Florence was established by the Roman general Julius Caesar, and the arms of Florence show a fleur de lis, or Florentine lily. Until year 1251, the coat of arms of Florence was a white lily on a red field. And BTS has shown the white lily multiple times in their music video and storyline, such as Blood, Sweat, and Tears, I Need You, both Korean and Japanese music videos, the highlight reel, Awake. Now, the Emerald City is a fictional city in the book Wizard of Oz, and there is a sequel to The Wizard of Oz called The Emerald City of Oz. And remember, the members read Wizard of Oz during their FM 613, which is one of their recent videos on Bangtan TV. According to sources, the flower is known to have bloomed in La Città di Smeraldo, a flourishing city which supposedly was located in northern Italy during medieval times, but was abandoned after the Black Death. The Smeraldo flower represented an entangled love story about a man who once lived in a secluded castle in La Città de Smeraldo. There's not much information about this man except that he was a love child of the Duke of Florence who fell in love with a poor gardener's daughter. She passed away at childbirth due to excessive bleeding, leaving the child alone in this world. The child grew up to be a man hiding alone in an old castle and wore a mask because he was supposedly very ugly. Because of all the hatred and jealousy he received, he never opened his heart to anyone. His only joy was to grow flowers in his garden, and that made him happy and peaceful. One day, a girl appeared near the vicinity of his castle with ragged clothes. He watched her as she climbed over his garden fence and stole some flowers. The man was furious and spent the whole night guarding his flowers. But in his brief moment of sleep, the girl picked up some more flowers and ran away. Several nights continued to pass like that until the man pretended to be asleep as he watched the girl pick flowers. One night, without realizing it, the man waited for the girl and followed her. After following her to the village, he realized why she stole flowers every night. She was actually very poor and had no other way to provide for herself, so she sold flowers that she stole. He ended up feeling bad for her and wanted to help her. He began to slowly fall in love in the process. The man started to grow many flowers and made sure they were the best quality. He wanted to eventually show up in front of her and tell her his feelings, but he knew that wasn't possible. He thought she would have been scared because he was ugly, and he never got the courage to confront her. With time, he decided to grow the most expensive flower, which was the Smeraldo flower. This was the only way he could unveil his sincerity to her. He locked himself in the castle and began many attempts to create it. The flower turned out beautiful. It was something that never existed in the world. Afterwards, he filled his garden with the flower and waited till nightfall for the girl to return. But she didn't. He became anxious and decided to visit the village. Unfortunately, he found out that the girl had died. Thus, the flower language of the Smeraldo is as such: non potevo dire la verità, the truth that could not be told. Now, if you go back to the lyrics of BTS's song, The Truth Untold, you'll realize that the song actually connects to this story. The fifth post links the Smeraldo to playing cards. William Ashbless is a fictional 16th century poet and playing card enthusiast. Ashbless went around in search of a place with a hot spring or good quality air, but then discovered the Smeraldo. On the spot, Ashbless created the flower's name and florography. He derived the flower's name from the village's name, La Città di Smeraldo, naming it Smeraldo. He decided the flower's meaning as the truth untold. And when he returned to his home, he created the flower card, inspired by the Smeraldo, and made it a part of his Ashbless cards. The sixth story is where the florist talks about a painting titled Madame Lenormand on the Salon by the artist John Francois Roland. Madame Lenormand was said to be an astrologist of France who was treasured by Josephine, the Queen of Napoleon. Even before she became Queen Josephine's personal astrologist, she had gained popularity from making tarot card readings for the noble ladies and had accumulated a mass fortune from doing so. It became known that the card she created, called the Lenormand Oracle card, was influential to quite a considerable number of card decks. Even today, many tarot card sites and other places still sell the Oracle card decks. The florist posts a picture of a painting and mentioned that the painting was destroyed in a fire, and only the part of the painting that shows the hand holding the flower card was restored, thus making it the only trace of the Ashbel Smeraldo card. Note that you'll see playing cards linked to BTS's storyline. You'll see it in music videos, in their notes book. They also have a song called House of Cards, which they created a lyric book for. The 7th story talks about the florist leaving for Italy with his friend from the playing card event. He was in love with her, and they promised to visit La Città de Smeraldo together. He saw her arrive at the airport, but hid as soon as he noticed her with a handsome man. His friend tried to call his phone, but he didn't pick up. He ends up getting on the plane and hoped that she'd come searching for him, but no one came. He arrived in Italy and saw the Smeraldo flower on his own. The next day, his friend's brother calls and tells him that his friend got into an accident while rushing after someone at the airport. She ended up dying. When he got back home, he found out that his flower shop for Smeraldo got approved in Korea. He believed that the news from the association was the final message from his friend delivered to him before she left to another world. This was his fateful tie with the Smeraldo. The 8th blog talks about the florist checking out the construction at the shop. A young man came in looking for Smeraldo flowers and wanted to order them. The young man mentioned that he didn't know it was a Smeraldo specialized shop. He just came in there as if something was luring him in. This became his first official order in Korea. A photo was posted with the order receipt, and you'll notice the signature matching Seokjin's. The florist told him that he wouldn't be able to deliver until the end of August. In the 9th post, the florist said the Smeraldo passed through customs and arrived. He was excited to finally deliver them, and the entry date for this was August 30, 2017. The same day, Seokjin received the flowers in the highlight reel. In the highlight reel, you see Seokjin excited and getting dressed. He ends up picking the Smeraldo flowers from the truck that we saw in the blog. He sees a girl as she runs across the road, and then a vehicle hits her. We end up finding out how that happened in Seokjin's entry for August 30, year 22, from the notes book. Apparently there was no card in the bouquet, so he called the owner right away, and the owner said, "I'll make a U-turn now. The light just changed." Before the owner finished his sentence, Seokjin witnessed the truck hitting the girl. Mid-September was when the florist was trying to open up his flower shop, and those dates fall into place. These were all the blogs that were posted, and the Smeraldo blog was later on disabled and temporarily shut down on September 2nd. A year later, the blog appeared once again on July 4, 2018, and the first blog was posted on July 10, 2018. Although most blogs were the same, the first and last 2 entries changed, and the 10th entry was eventually added. In the 2nd post, instead of the florist saying the shop would open mid-September, it said that he would open the shop late August. In the 8th post, he went to the shop under an explainable premonition he had, but not much actually happened. He felt as if someone would come into the shop, but he wasn't able to meet anyone. So this time around, instead of Seokjin coming in to order the flowers, this post showed that he didn't show up. And that's because, remember, time travel plays a huge role in the Bangtan universe. Seokjin has the ability to travel back in time. In the first blog that we mentioned, that was the timeline where he started to fall in love with this girl, found her diary, read that she wanted Smeraldo flowers, so he ended up finding this shop from Testeso, placed an order on the flowers, and then on August 30, after he received the flowers and when he was planning on giving it to her, that's when we find out that the girl dies. So the second time around, in this blog for 2018, you notice that Seokjin no longer comes in to order it, and that's because he decided to change the timeline. Instead of purchasing the flowers for her, he decides to actually just cut the connection with her, just so he could try to keep her safe. Now, the 9th story was about the completion of his shop and the opening. And the shop was located near Chamsil, Seoul, and the opening date was August 25. So the 10th story was posted on August 24, 2018. The florist was getting ready to open his shop, and this coincided with BTS's Love Yourself Seoul concert, where they had a Smeraldo booth. They sold Smeraldo-themed merch during this 2-day event, which is pretty cool. And at that time, BTS's Idol music video was dropped on August 24, 2018. Then once again, the blog was disabled and temporarily shut down until 2020. It has reopened again around July 6th, and the first post was posted on July 10 and July 12, just like the first and second time. This time around, the florist said he is trying to open up his shop late August. So let's take a look at the timeline. For the first blog, July 10, 2017, he mentioned preparing to open up a flower shop mid-September. September 18, 2017, was BTS's comeback with DNA. Second time around, July 10, 2018, he said he was preparing to open the flower shop in late August. August 24, 2018 is BTS's comeback with Idol. Third time around, July 10, 2020, it is now saying the flower shop is trying to open end of August instead of late August. So comeback could be around the 28th or the 30th. Although there is a possibility that they might not, and it could end up being a highlight reel or their game or even the Save Me webtoon season 2, whenever that's gonna come out. We know we're also getting a drama towards the end of the year or maybe the beginning of 2021. But for now, we're just gonna have to wait and see because more blogs will be posted and we're gonna have to check out what changed. So in the storyline, August 30 is the last date we get on the notes and highlight reels. We've never gotten anything past August 30. So we have no idea what happens afterwards. I mean, I do have some theories to that, but if you're interested in those theories and actually learning more about the storyline, if you haven't seen my BTS storyline summary video yet, I have that up on YouTube to try to help you guys understand their whole storyline because I know it's all confusing. But yes, I hope this video has helped you understand the Smeraldo blog a little bit better. We can't wait to see what they're gonna post next and how this is gonna all unfold. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to click that like button and also join the Flare Squad by subscribing, you guys. Thanks for watching.